this is Lee with Creative2xmom, and in today's video I'm going to be sharing with you the resources in our March morning basket. So welcome back to my channel. My name is Lee and this is Creative2xmom. This channel is all about homeschooling, parenthood, and thriving in the day-to-day. In today's video I'm going to be sharing with you all the items that I have in our March morning basket, and to be completely honest, I probably went a little bit overboard in this March morning basket. There is a lot here, so let's get into it. So the first stack of items that I have to share with you today are to go along with our history. We are in Story of the World, Volume 3. And throughout the month of March, we are going to be going through lessons 33 until about 38 or 40, depending upon how far we get. And if you use Story of the World, you'll notice that there are additional history and literature resources. So a lot of times I will try to pull picture books from that literature list and include them in our morning basket time. There's sort of a teaser for the lesson that is coming on later on that day or that week. And I feel like they add a lot. Even having a 6th grader, or last year I had my 8th grader sit in with us, and he was still getting a lot of the culture and the other things that were going along with our history study just from picture books. So I'm going to share with you what we have. We have the Trail of Tears. This is a level 5 reader, and this is one that I'm going to add to our morning basket, but if I need to have them do it independently, I can. We have Adelita, a Mexican Cinderella story. This is by Tommy DePaulo. I love pulling in, you guys probably know this, fairy tales from other cultures. I feel like they add a ton of culture to our history study. We have The Talking Egg. This is by Robert. The sticker is covering it. So, excuse me for just a moment. A Folk Tale from the American South by Robert D. Sansucci. We have Ashanti to Zulu, African Traditions. We have Sweet Clara and the Freedom Quilt. And we have Brother Eagle's Sister Sky. Oh, and one last one, Tortillas and Lullabies as well. We're going to be putting this one in our morning basket time, I think, tomorrow. So we do a picture book or some supplemental reading twice a week for our history, and then twice a week we do something added along with our science. My kids also have the 12 Months in the Forest journals by Thinking Tree journals that we work in. But in addition to that, I also have this Kid's Guide to Exploring Nature. I had forgotten about this. This was tucked away in my garage. So as a reminder to all of you who have great books tucked away, go look through them again. It's the spring and I'm always looking for new fun things to add in the spring. This book in particular is divided by the seasons, and so I'm going to start looking through some of the activities and the reading for the end of winter and the beginning of spring, and add this in twice a week, sort of as part of our nature study and our science study together. And then I also have this game that we've had for a while that I have just pulled out to revive old favorites. It's called Match a Leaf. It's a tree memory game. We played this again today after not playing it for a while. It is so hard. But the pictures and the illustrations are really, really beautiful. That's one right there. So you have one card that has the tree and then one card that has the leaf to go with it. This has been a lot of fun and I feel like I'm learning, but again, it is definitely a challenge. In addition to our science and history, I also try to pick an area of focus each month. In the past, we've done fairy tales, we've done folk tales, we have done particular authors. This month, we are talking about Shakespeare, and I am reminded how much we love this unit. So I have a Mad Libs from an old time that we did Shakespeare before. We have Shakespeare stories for the young readers. I love this edition. We are trying out Tales from Shakespeare by Charles and Mary Lamb. I have never used this before, but I've heard good things about it, and my thought is to take some of these resources and compare and contrast how they present the story, and talking about how different interpretations and just hopefully getting a little bit of a more rounded picture this way, picking a play each week and reading it from different sources. To go along with that same idea, let's look at this one. I have Tales from Shakespeare, and this is 7 different plays. I know there's other additions to this, and these are all written in comic book style, which my kids love. I think they are about 4 to 6 pages long for each. And again, I'm just hoping to get a more broad, well-rounded view by using different authors. We have Shakespeare's Quill. This has been a good one for getting some background information on Shakespeare himself. It's also written into a fictional story. And the last one is You Wouldn't Want to Be a Shakespearean Actor, and this goes into a lot of the nonfiction as well. I stayed away from this series for a long time, and now I'm finding that we really love it. It's not quite as slapstick as I thought it was going to be. And the kids love the silly characters, the funny cartoons, but still full of great information. And then this is all the other wonderful resources to round out our morning. I created binders for each of the kids this year, and inside of them we have our phonology wheel, which we will finish at the end of the month. And we have our term poet with a poem that we are learning. So let me flip to the end. I haven't put our poet in yet for this one, but we have our folk song that we are learning, as well as our hymn. I have introduced both of these, and the last page that will go in here will be our poet for the next several weeks, actually. So let me tell you who that is going to be. That is Robert Frost, and I found this book in my local library. It's Poetry for Young People. This is a great series. This one in particular, the Robert Frost one, breaks it down by season. And so we have just been finishing out reading the winter poems, and we're going to be moving into spring. I've chosen one to include in our binder that we will start memorizing. Some of the other things that are in our morning basket, we take one morning a week and we listen to a song by the composer. Right now we are going through Mozart. Throughout the week we will listen to his music, but once a week we read a little bit in this book, and then we listen to one piece as a concentrated, quiet listening, and we share our thoughts on that. We have our Bible, Indescribable. We're still working through this one. I love how it incorporates God into science and makes it very applicable for my kids. We are using our classical conversations cards, of course. We have been using these all year and absolutely love them. Right now I have these on the top because we are memorizing our presidents. And then for our chapter reading that we do in the evening, we are going to be reading Journey to Joburg, a South African story. This one's pretty thin, so I also included The Whipping Boy. Again, another really thin book. And so I'm hoping we get through a third, which is Homer Price. This is the only one we have read before, and we love it. My kids have talked about some of the stories they remember, and they're excited to get back to them. So those are all the resources in our March morning basket. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know, do you use a morning basket in your homeschool? And if so, what are some of the resources you are using this month? I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we'll see you next time. Bye, guys.